In this video, we're going to show you how to use the RSI and MACD to become a better trader. What's going on, everybody? We are back with TradeUI, and in this video, we're going to show you how you can use the Relative Strength Index, also known as the RSI, and combine that with the MACD to give yourself a trading edge. So sit back, take some notes, and let's get into this. But before we do that, don't forget to like this video, share, and subscribe. It really helps us grow the channel and give us great content for you. And also remember that we have a Discord that you can be a part of. Join the link in the description below. Join in with us, chat with us to figure out what we're trading and why we trade. So the RSI is a relative strength index which measures the momentum change in price shift. So imagine that you have a stock that usually trades around $10 to $11 a share. All of a sudden just rallies like crazy the next few days, and it goes from 10 to 10.25 to 11 to even $12. So the RSI tracks that momentum shift in price, and the higher that shift gets, you start to see a little pullback on that. Well, we get into what we call the overbought zone, which tells us that, hey, this price stretch has gotten a little exaggerated. It probably needs to snap back, expecting potential decline in the price. But when you combine that with the MACD, which is the moving average, I gotta check my notes here to exactly say it, the moving average convergence divergence indicator, that helps us decide if this move where the RSI goes up is going to continue in the long run for this particular stock. So it's very interesting how you actually combine these two together. But what I have over on my screen here is a list showing us exactly what the RSI MACD bullish indication means. And that is the RSI MACD bullish strategy generates a buy when the signal of the relative strength index is above 50 and the MACD line crosses the signal line. So in other videos, we've talked about how you have the RSI and what that looks like on a chart, as well as what the MACD looks like on a chart. And I'll show you here in a minute how we can use these two together. But before I actually find different charts that are going to potentially be sensitive to this strategy, why don't I just go to TradeUI's AI strategies, and then I filter by strategy the indicator that I want to use for trading. So if I go to all strategies, I want to look for the RSI MACD crossover. And if I go right here, I say RSI MACD bullish. So if I filter by that, that's going to give me some great examples down here in our backtesting data to figure out what are some good stocks to look like that are sensitive to this. So I'm just going through a couple of things you want to focus on is win rate and number of trades. So win rate, this tells us the win rate for this particular setup, with a number of trades shows us the amount of times this setup was found. So you don't want to worry about low numbers. You want to find something in the 20 to 30 range that really shows you some good data. So let's see here. I'm just going to keep scrolling until I find something that's substantial for me. And then I want to find something that's at least 20 trades. And the reason I want to do 20 trades is I really want to give myself a trading edge here. Oh, I think I just saw one. Yeah, here we go. All right, so these two tickers here, BRO and CAH, both had a number of trades, nearly 50 trades and a win rate of 76%. This tells me that the next day the stock was up after we had this confirmation 76% of the time. That is fantastic. So let's look at BRO and CAH. So I have over here BRO. And I already have my indicator pulled up here. What you can do to actually pull this up is if you go to studies and you go to edit studies, you can over here in this section type up RSI and add it, and then type in MACD, click apply, and what happens is it'll populate down here. So to really understand what this strategy is, I edited my RSI to have a line at 50. So I got rid of my overbought and oversold zones and really focused on the 50 to follow this particular strategy. In Thinkorswim, I saved this strategy as, if I go to load study set, I saved it as RSI MACD. That way I know whether it's bullish or bearish, I can look for a great indication. So if I go down here, you want to see where the RSI crosses the 50 line, which is right here in this area. And next, you want to see when the MACD had crossed the signal line. So right here, these pretty much happened unanimously. Right here, we had this big pop up from 82 to like 83.70. And as you can see, the next few days, the stock rallied. The remaining of the month, it went from 82 all the way up to $90, even $91 a share. But that's just one instance. If you want to go back and see where it happened again, right here, we had the stock, the RSI crossed the 50, and we had the MACD cross, and as you can see, we ran up very nicely from $72 all the way up to $86. And then if we go again right here, yes. So actually all of this data right here. Remember, it's when the RSI is over 50 and the MACD, which is the blue line, crosses this yellow signal line. So right here we had a blasting move here. Again, right here we should have expected a large move. And then again, right here you had a move and then it kind of consolidated back and fell back on you. However, initially, if you were to trade the next day, you would have looked at making a nice little profit potentially, depending on your timing. But remember, it only works when the RSI is breaking above 50 or is already above 50. Then you look at your MACD to verify that cross. But Bro is very sensitive to the stock. So is ticker CAH based on our data earlier. So I got a CAH. And I should expect the same results before we spot check this. So let me spot check some different spots. Looks like right here we had our cross. RSI was above 50, and as you can see, we ran up hard the next few days. Let's see, anywhere we had a cross. We never had a cross here, even though the RSI was above 50, the MACD didn't cross. And as you can see, the price sank. That's why it's very important to make sure both of these indicators will go hand in hand. All right, so MACD, the RSI started to cross, and we had the MACD start across here, if you can see, if we zoom in. You can see we technically had the cross and the RSI was above 50, but as you can see, the price went south on you. So it's very important to make sure you keep tight stops when you play these plays to give yourself room to run. And honestly, when this happened right here, you would have got out because the RSI went below 50 and you would have took a small little loss, but it eventually kind of came back to you right here, and it set up again right here when we had the RSI break above the 50 and the MACD cross right here. You can see this indicator was triggered here, resulting in a large move to the upside. RSI right here, you would have been a little shakish here because it did go below 50 and then came right back up. As soon as it came back above 50, we would have waited for this cross right here, which happened on this candlestick, and as you can see, resulted in a profit. Right here's another example. We had the break of the RSI, and we had the cross right here. If we look at the chart, it happened right here, traded sideways, but kept going up in the longer term. So guys, every time I'm looking at this, I'm not even looking at the chart. I'm looking where the RSI is above 50 or crossing above 50, and the signal line, the blue line, crosses above the yellow line. So right here, at this instance, I would look at buying, and if you can see right here, we ran like crazy the next few days. It ran 15% throughout that month. So right now, it looks like it's not in a good setup for this ticker, but at the end of the day, guys, what I would focus on doing is whatever strategy you want to trade and understand, check out the videos we have and filter by the strategy, and then go through this backtesting data to see what stocks are the most sensitive to those different strategies. Because if you can find what strategy or what setup works best with what particular stock, you will become a better trader. You are giving yourself a trading edge. All this information is available on TradeUI. All you got to do is click that link in the description below, get TradeUI, get their AI backtested data, and filter through yourself to figure out, hey, what strategies do I want to utilize as a trader? But guys, we're going to keep doing videos like this to go over every single strategy we have. That way you can understand that data and become better traders. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like it and subscribe to see more.